So Munster, despite the win at Sale, there was more than a little consternation at how they played last week. Andy Foley was under pressure to change his midfield in particular. He's resisted, so Dennis Hurley and Andrew Smith continue their partnership there, with AJ Hanrahan having to sit on the bench. The half-backs and the back three remain the same, and tinkering has taken place in front row. Both props are changed, meaning that James Cronin starts loose head of Kilcoyne. EJ Bota is included. Foley and O'Connell should say are at lock, with captain Peter Amani and Tommy O'Connell in the back row with CJ Stander. Ankle trouble has robbed Saracens of captain Hargreaves this week, so Jim Hamilton steps in at lock for his first European start for the club since moving from Montpellier. He and England's new recruit George Cruz will patrol the second row. Scott Brits underwent knee surgery this week. He's out till next year, so Jamie George gets another run at it at hooker, with Barrington and Duplessis retained at pop. The back row is the same as those that tackled Claremore. Behind scrum, Owen Farrell at 10, only an hour and a half of rugby behind him this season. He partners to Cock. Walsh is promoted to the starting 50, and outside him the scoring machines ignore England, Ashton and Strittle. Munster's bench feature a couple of men with points to prove as well, in Kilcoyne and Archer, both demoted today. AJ Hanrahan was unlikely to miss out, as mentioned. He offers something a little different should they need it in the midfield. Saracens as ever, loads of depth. Johnston and Bota the standby muscle. Wigglesworth and Hodgson the brains. Here we go. Well, Munster come alive on nights like tonight. Their form has been a little ordinary, but a full house under the lights at Thomond will stir the blood. European competition brings the very, very best out of the Munster men. We've seen the lot here in Limerick down the years. Very few do drama, passion and tribalism like this lot. Jerome Garces is the man in charge tonight. It's his 41st birthday today. Owen Farrell back in the ranks for Saracens, who arrive here driven by the heartbreaks of last season, but bolstered by that bonus point win over Claremore last week. You really can't see them squandering the kind of lead that Sale managed to build up against Munster last weekend. There's last week's hero Ian Keatley pitted against England's finest. Farrell's going to need to find his form, and quick. The All Blacks looming at Twickenham, of course, but this should focus the mind just a little bit. These two throwing up tight matches again and again. 5 meetings, 4 Munster wins to 1 from Saracens, but an average winning margin of less than 4 points. So much at stake. Munster know that with trips to Sarries and Claremore to come, defeat tonight would almost certainly prove fatal to their qualification hopes. As we're underway with Felix Jones taking it into contact. And there's Conor Murray, who will be the linchpin for Munster this evening. Such a vital part of their operation, growing with every game seemingly, and that's a decent first clearance, Lawrence.
Yeah, good evening everyone. What a lovely stadium this must be to play in on European rugby nights. Fantastic atmosphere already. Nice settler for Munster, cleared to nearly the halfway line.
Terrific noise. It is a cauldron right from the off, and Saracens have taken steps this week to discuss it, to try to use it as motivation themselves rather than be distracted by it. As the cock feeds it along, and contact is made just over halfway. Lovely inside ball for Kelly Brown from Farrell. De Kock to Barrington, straight into the heart of those red shirts. No! Each of these tackles, each of these early carries, big statements. And the first blast on the whistle from referee Garces is popular in these parts, Brian.
It is, and one of the big messages that Mark McCall would have had to his side going out here tonight is you've got to start well. This crowd is a 7 or 8 point crowd, and you've got to start well in both halves, the first 10 minutes of both halves, and try and get them nice and quiet. And little moments like that will just be a little G up for the team and get them going, get them into their groove.
It's a special place. It really is. So much drama here down the years. The place is just a fabulous citadel of rugby. So the first scrummage of the game in the opening couple of minutes.
Yeah, we looked at the scrum, didn't we? Lots to be talked about there. Munster obviously making their changes. Both Cronin and both are coming in. You know, and they say it's not about rotation, but clearly those two made a big impact to the latter stage of their game against Sale, and they've earned the right, and they're going to need all of that weight against what is a very, very efficient Saracen scrum.
Mako Vunipola still for Saracens, so opportunities for Barrington on the loose head, and Petrus du Plessis preferred to James Johnston, who lies on the bench. They're also missing a couple of tight heads. The Saracens forwards, no Longbottom, no Figalo at the moment.
Well, referee Jerome Garces just coming round from the other side now, just concentrating on the tight head side. That's the BJ Botha and Barrington. Barrington, of course, got held up for the scrum, forced Munster to have the ball, so they want to make amends straight away.
Decent little nudge on from the home side. Standard controls. Murray whips it away. And Keatley prods and pokes, and it'll be greasy, remember, tonight.
It was actually quite an interesting defensive setup there. I don't know why Saracens decided to have two over on the left-hand side with one winger drop back. It was probably a great attacking option for Ian Keatley. I know he wants to play the ball in front of his forwards and get this crowd going, but it might have been a good opportunity for them to have kept that in hand.
Well, you do feel, you know, Anthony Foley talking about playing in the right areas of the field. Just wanted to settle them down and make sure they're not playing from too deep.
Big night for Jamie George. Scott Brooks going off injured, remember, in the match against Claremont. He's had knee surgery this week. We wish him a speedy recovery. De Kock feeds those hungry forwards and then fires it on its way into the Limerick air, where it's taken by Zebo, and immediately the bomb is launched. Real tussle for possession on the ground, and this is where Munster come into their own, disrupting the opposition ball at ruck time. Good. He's going to have to watch these, because with the slippery surface and the recent rain, it's going to be a lot of awkward bounces for him. This time De Kock is chasing back. And it's just been overcooked. A tiny touch, and we're ready for the dropout.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of that aerial kicking battle tonight. You know, both sides just wary. We know Saracens, they don't mess around in their own half. A lot of box kicking from them, making sure that they're playing in the right areas of the field. And I'm sure Munster will be thinking the same.
Farrell then fires it very, very long. We'll tell you about the wind that's a factor here tonight as well. As Keatley goes high. Brilliantly taken by Alex Good, one of those included in England's EPS squad named this week. Billy Vunipola, we were discussing, he will have a target on his chest tonight. Brilliantly taken by Hurley. Well used to the high ball, having played a lot of his rugby at fullback. He's the converted centre. Murray wants it. Saracens have won the penalty.
Yeah, they just managed to force the turnover there as Jim Hamilton and Paul O'Connell just exchanging bedtime stories there.
They've had a few tussles over the years, and you know, the one thing about losing Alistair Hargreaves being replaced with Jim Hamilton is you're not going to get any guy, you know, that's not a guy that's going to take a backward step. He's the sort of guy you want to come into a cauldron that is Thomond Park.
We've been playing most of his rugby, of course, Jim Hamilton in France for the last couple of seasons, so he'll be well used to the hostile environment. The first opportunity. This says everything, doesn't it? Marcello Bosch. He has got a siege gun of a boot, hasn't he?
Yeah, he tends to give it an almighty thwack. Here's the offence.
Yeah, it just gets... I mean, it's a nice little run by Hurley in the first place. George just gets over the top, and is that Kelly Brown just forcing him to hold on to the ball. Referee gives the penalty to Saracens.
So the long-range efforts fall to the Argentinian Marcelo Bosch. Just fractionally wide from Marcelo Bosch, recently back from the Rugby Championship. Always going to be a speculative effort at 52 metres, but nevertheless, with points inevitably going to be at a premium tonight, we're expecting such a tight one. Every available opportunity will be taken.
It's a warning sign, isn't it, for Munster, because certainly he didn't lack the distance, just a little bit of accuracy there, just went out to the right. But I think any penalties that are given away by Munster, the ball will be given to Bosch. Try and get those 3 points.
Keatley really testing out the security under the high ball, and it's been spilt forwards by Saracens. Murray sets off, can't quite gather.
Yeah, referee will go back for the first knock-on. Saracens got a real challenge on their hands, just diffusing that aerial bombardment that Munster are going to put up there in the skies, and anything they drop, any little knock-ons, the crowd will latch onto and just drive this Munster momentum forward.
I think in fairness to Conor Murray in that instance, you know, he probably knew that he'd a freebie to call back on, so he had a little, more than a 50-50 little chip and attempt to regather, but it didn't happen on that occasion, so they get the scrum and the feed.
Become an absolute top quality 9, hasn't he, in recent times? Conor Murray seemed to grow with every game on that Lions tour 18 months or so ago.
And I think someone said last week that if a Lions team was being picked right now, you know, he'd be the #1 choice, number 9.
Here's the fulcrum of this Munster side, no mistaking that, as Keatley again puts up another up and under. It's Ashton. Zebo was challenging, and Good does the tidying work. It went backwards, maybe even forwards off the fingers of Simon Zebo. So advantages with the visitors here. O'Connell trying to disrupt things with a boot at the ruck. Zebo did well.
Just that no-nonsense again, though. Very familiar pattern to the Saracens play. They diffuse the aerial kick. They go one phase with the forwards, and then de Kock puts the box kick up. Unfortunately, on this occasion, they just went off their feet, and Munster have got the penalty, but no messing around from Saracens in their own half.
There's Chris Ashton, a couple of tries last weekend against Claremont. Not part of England's plans.
He's the ultimate poacher, isn't he? Give the guy an absolute sniff, and he will take his opportunities all day. So the thing I really like about Chris Ashton is his work rate and his ability to run for 80 minutes, and he picks up so many tries in the last 10 minutes of games because he has that great fitness level and that great speed endurance.
Good position this for Munster, and Armani sneaks down the blind side. De Kock had to make a big hit on him to bring him down. O'Connell drives it up. They're approaching the 22-metre line, and the noise will crank up just a few decibels as they approach that line. Dave Foley trying to clear the ball away. Saracens penalised. Murray looks up. And it's getting interesting. Jim Hamilton in the thick of things.
It's exactly how Munster wants it, I can assure you that. Has got a familiar feeling to it. I had played here twice before and come away with nothing other than 1 yellow card in my name. They want it feisty. You can see that Munster crowd, just as let's just listen to Jerome Garces.
7-3.
So BJ Berta is being called across.
No, it's okay. No.
And Will Fraser.
No, it's okay.
It wasn't him.
I can speak or no? Sorry. Okay? The problem is you. I blew my whistle. You never stop. Second time for you. Here I said, calm down. Here, calm down. You calm down. Okay? No more now.
I think we all got that. I blew my whistle and none of you stopped, so calm down. I'll tell you what, the roar that went up with this penalty, you wouldn't hear most crowds around Europe shout that loud for a try, let out a penalty. Look, there's both are on Hamilton, actually, not Fraser.
Well, that might account for the smiles which Will Fraser was greeting referee Garces with. Tension is running high. Munster have a shot at goal. Jim Hamilton in tonight for Hargreaves, as we were mentioning. Scotland international, hugely experienced, former Gloucester captain. It's all about Keatley now. Off the post, and it's awkward, and it's been pinched, is it? Conway looks to have blocked that forwards, and Saracens are juggling with it. Hurley's after it. Mayhem.
I'll tell you
Comedy of errors.
Well, it's hit the post. The Saracens didn't react first. Just look at this, hits the post, and you think, is it going to bounce into a Saracens hand? No, it doesn't, and oh, what an opportunity. Got to give George credit there, who's knocked it out of his hands, I think. Even though the referee's given a knock on.
Ali, talking about thankless tasks of chasing kicks, how many times do they come off the post? You might chase 100 and one might come off, but you know, you get rewarded for those chases, and unfortunately in this instance couldn't quite hold on. But that's the work rate that Anthony Foley will expect from his wingers, and that's good wing play from Andrew Conway.
Vital intervention from Saracens, who were scrambling and a little panicked.
Never an easy scrum to deal with as a number 8 when it comes to back under your own post. It's a good scrum there. Saracens have done well.
And they've done the job there.
Yeah, they're really pleased with that. George was the one that just made the intervention on Conway under the post. He'd be really pleased. Big night for him as well at hooker.
Owen Farrell thumps it away against the breeze.
Yeah, George, of course, not named in that England EPS squad. They've just gone with the 2 hookers, but he's still got time to force his way in. David Pace at London Irish, number of others. Tom Young's, of course, out injured, but this is the guy for the future, I think. Really, really talented.
Fabulous support. A wonderful, raucous atmosphere as ever. Cruz has done well. Another high one, a nasty one for Munster to deal with. Conway comes chasing in, and it's tidied up nicely by Casey. Drizzle still falling, by the way. Keatley. Not the sort of pass that Conway would have wanted. Strettle combining with Cruz. Omani cut off really low at the ankles by Will Fraser. No Jacques Berger tonight, not even in the 23. Kelly Brown under this one. And Hurley trying to disrupt.
Well, referee's put his flag up for touch. It looked like Hurley had actually knocked that forward from the kick. Such difficult conditions, Ali, isn't it? For, you know, we're seeing so many box kicks go up, because even if players do get in the air, there's a chance that in these conditions it'll just bounce off a shoulder or a chest straight into a Munster hand.
Use. No, it's fine. Please, use the long line, not on the shoulder. Okay?
What's of interest, Ali, is actually the numbers that Saracens aren't putting into the breakdown. It seems to be tackler and maybe an assist. A lot of the time it's just tackler, and that allows them to get numbers into the defensive line and just shoot off the line. Be interesting to watch that for the rest of the game and see how Munster cope with it.
Sarries more than holding their own in the set piece by the look of things. Looking for the penalty. It's Billy Vunipola who's going to set things rolling again. Crew. Dave Foley making the tackle. I'm not sure. There's an awful lot of arm movement in there as well. Conway takes it well. Enveloped by black shirts, though. Murray whips it away. Keatley. Saracens with their line speed, just trying to suffocate Munster at source. Casey, one of those who emerged with real credit after last weekend against the Sharks. Still the aerial bombardment continues. Kelly Brown is secure. Great counter-rocking though from the Munster men, causing havoc at the breakdown. Tommy O'Donnell, swallowed up by Jim Hamilton. Munster looking for quick ball. Keatley looking for the spaces. Sarries with turnover ball.
Leave it. All right. Push. Back. Stay.
Good. It's a big clearance.
Yeah, Munster just forcing the ball out of the turnover there, in the turnover there from the ruck. Kelly Brown takes makes a good catch, but Munster just get numbers there, don't they? And they're just a little bit more physical. Ball spills, and they're all over it.
Casey finding the old warhorse O'Connell. Saracens standing off before committing, and they've earned themselves possession of the ball.
He said, Paul O'Connell saying, I'm holding the ball, so therefore... But if Saracens don't commit, we've seen this happen quite a few times already this season.
I can speak, please? Yeah. I think you pass the ball, UI.
The referee thinks that he's actually passed the ball.
So what is it? Scrum, black.
In which case it's a ball. It's scrum Saracens, but a bit of misunderstanding there. But if you don't pass the ball, you always run the risk of being turned over.
Yeah.
He's not a happy man, Paul O'Connell.
That's not Captain Paul O'Connell,
Very much still the heartbeat. Going strong, turned 35 on Monday. He'll be playing next year as well, O'Connell.
Well, the first couple of scrums, Saracens will be very pleased with. They're looking strong. Certainly under no pressure there.
Apologies for spicy language if you pick that up. Saracens having to absorb an awful lot at the moment, Lawrence.
Yes, they are. I mean, we're going to see a lot of the play in between the two 22s, just because at this moment both sides just testing each other out with that aerial battle, and Munster just coming out on top, just picking up the scraps, the little knock-ons, the loose ball at the moment. Both sides miss one penalty each, and nothing on the scoreboard as yet.
Oh yeah, just for future reference. Yeah, no problem.
Saracens probably just edging it in the scrum at the minute.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, move. Stay here now. Heights, boys. Long bind, please. Steady. Yeah.
Was that potentially one of the first tests for the Munster midfield? Was a little bit porous last week in the first half in particular, so it might play territory, but good opportunity.
Garces wants the ball played. Farrell giving Munster a bit of their own treatment. Strettle chasing hard. Felix Jones safe. Murray already exerting a big influence on this match. O'Donnell over the gain line and over the halfway line. Advantage is with Munster. Alex Good. Back they go for the penalty.
Yeah, that'll be a really frustrating penalty, because absolutely no need to give that away. It's almost as if Conor Murray's just drawn that out of Saracens. That first scrum, that last scrum we saw, you could see Neil Ducott didn't really want to play the ball. as we see their crews just going offside.
And Keatley drives it home deep into the corner. Martin Bayfield is with the Munster scrum coach, Jerry Flannery.
Jerry Flannery, no great surprise that both teams are just feeling each other out a little bit at the moment. You get the feeling there's always a bit of frustration in both sides as well. They can't get a foothold in this game yet.
Yeah, I think at this stage it's a bit of an arm wrestle. Both teams are looking for the other to break at the moment. We're very aware of how dangerous Saracens are when the play becomes unstructured, so that's a big focus for us. We can't turn the ball over if have any loose kicks with the likes of Good and Ashton in their team. But at the moment, we're just trying to get some territory and get some points.
Conor Murray seems to be pulling the strings pretty well at scrum. I'm always going to use the aerial route, I guess, at the early stages.
Yeah, well, we're going to try and mix it up because with Good and Ashton and Strettle in the back three, there's a lot of danger there. And I think if you look at Saracens over the course of the year, they've had a lot of scores off kick chase and stuff like that. So we're mindful about not just giving the ball away cheaply, but if we have to play it, we'll play it down in their end.
Well, things are getting a bit spicy down there. We'll leave it at this. Thanks, Jerry.
Thanks.
Little fumble from Conor Murray. He's away. Driven on by BJ Bolter. The scramble defence having to work hard. Murray. Keatley lets it go. And Conway has taken man and ball.
Yes, so many times this season we've seen that where Saracens have been under pressure and they suddenly turn defence into attack and just force the turnover there. He's holding his hands up in the air. We've totally outnumbered, unfortunately, from the stray pass.
It's as if they get excited in defence. You know, attack is great and everything, but when we get to defend, wow, that's when we ramp it up to the next level.
Takes one to know one, Brian.
Exactly.
Yeah, if we actually watch Neil de Kock, and what I really like about him is he's a thinking man scrum half. He knows when to cover 15 wingers when they're out of position, and he tracks across, and he just is really, really smart, clever play.
Yeah, because Richard Wigglesworth's obviously been playing a little bit as well, was outstanding last week. Talk about squad strength and depth, having someone like de Kock to bring in on a night like tonight.
Another high one. Billy Vunapola's under this one, though, and Saracens have some go-forward ball. Quickly from de Kock to Farrell. Barrett and Bosch combining. Farrell under pressure from Keatley. And away goes Smith, the Australian. Keatley again. Very keen to play the rugby down there. Strettle is waiting. Seabow and Keatley in conversation. And it's the fly half who evades the tackle of Strettle and then very calmly threads it down the touchline. But Good has anticipated that nicely. And finally, a little bit of calm.
Yeah, just Owen Farrell just took his eyes off the ball for a split second, and it was a bullet of a pass from de Kock, but just took his eyes off the ball and just forced the turnover.
There's the booming right boot of Conor Murray. That is an excellent touch finder.
I know it's easy to say, but you know that drop pass from Farrell, is that a guy that's played 4 minutes in the last month? You know it takes you a little while to get up to match speed, and those small little decisions and your brain not functioning the same way it usually does after a number of games in a row, maybe just showing.
Out for a while with quad injury, knee trouble before that. Saracens with possession, I should say Munster have it through Conor Murray. That's the 10-metre line they're on. Bota making the hard yards. Omani, really abrasive around the fringes, Omani. Zebo, a little crackle of excitement. And Alex Good didn't have too many options.
Yeah, I think the crowd were calling for a block on Zebo, but he just ran into the man. Don't think there was anything in that as we see it again. Chris Ashton wants to be a little bit careful. His leg was just put out there, but he got it away in time. Nothing doing there. But it's just important, having played here a couple of times myself, when you start to make a couple of mistakes, you just don't let the atmosphere unravel you or the rest of the team, because that's what the crowd are looking for. They're looking for you to implode and unravel. When you make one mistake, you suddenly make 2 or 3, and that gives Munster points on the board.
Decent position, this one. Promising. Casey is the tail gunner. Saracens in disarray, away it goes. Keatley looking for the crossfield kick, and Conway not taken cleanly.
Referee will go back for the advantage. He was playing, I think, some Saracens players going offside from that really good drive from the Munster line out. So they'll get another chance either to pop it into the corner or probably more likely have a shot at goal. Well, we've seen cards given for that earlier on in the Premiership season.
We saw a little bit of it last week on the penalty advantage. They like that crossfield kick. It's the 50-50 play, but they're about to pick up one of them. You know, that's probably 3 or 4 they've had in the last 2 games, and nothing's come good yet. They just need to hang in there.
Water, please.
So from a very similar position to the last penalty attempt, this one fractionally further infield, I would have thought. Well, they love that here. He had his sights up. And Ian Keatley drills 3 points, but after 26.5 minutes, it's taken them a while to take first blood.
Well, I don't know where that 26.5 minutes has gone. I suppose half of it's probably the ball's been in the air, but they're good value for that 3-point lead.
So the slenderest of margins, and Saracens have been absorbing so much of the pressure and the heat in the early exchanges. Murray goes high again. Again, taking play up to the 10-metre line.
It's a big aspect of Munster's game, evolving around kick chase and kick contest, and Conor Murray is one of the best box kickers out there. And you see him, we saw him warming up, and his accuracy is phenomenal. And you know, it'll need to be top quality today because of the positional sense of the two wingers and full-back here are Saracens.
Kelly Brown with line-out ball. Billy Vunipola plotting something here. George Crew trying to make sure that Dave Foley isn't allowed to disrupt operations.
Yeah, just a little bit of truck and trailer there. It's just persistent Munster defence. They got in. Referee's not too fussed about where they're coming from. Saw it with Saracens down this end. Jim Hamilton was lucky to get away with it, but both sides playing the referee well there. Really coming in and disrupting that line-out drive. And Saracens get penalised for just having too many men in front of the ball on the second drive.
And then he lifted his leg right in front of him. Okay, I will have a look.
Well, he's become such a vital part of what they do, hasn't he, Billy Vunipola, since his move from Was. And similarly for England, if they're to go well through the November internationals, he will be at the forefront of all of that.
Yeah, it was funny when playing England, you saw Ben Morgan, when he broke into the scene, you thought, oh, what a powerful athlete. The next thing this guy came along, I was like, God, I don't know who's coming next, but I don't want to know.
Yeah, almost 20 stone of Tongan muscle.
I say here.
But he and his team are in a battle, in a right old scrap tonight. First rendition of the Fields of Athenry. And let's not forget, this is just the start of round 2 of the Champions Cup on BT Sport. The weekend jam full of quality and excitement. Bath against Toulouse is on BT Sport 1 from 3 o'clock in Pool 4. Scarlets Leicester is our evening offering, a 7:45 kickoff for that one, and then on Sunday afternoon, all the highlights from the second round, and Wasps against Harlequins is a 5:15 kickoff. Treviso against Racing Metro, also available on the red button via BT Sport Extra. You can get that on channel 527 if you're a BT TV customer. Also available online at btsport.com.
We're getting the referee's view just there. Scrum not stable.
Not stable. You push early.
Both sides pushing a little bit early there. Referee not prepared to give either side.
PJ Botha, part of the South African World Cup winning squad in 2007. 3 years with Ulster.
Seconds! Yes, pass over. Discipline, boys, discipline. Here we go, pass. Seconds. Crouch. Bind.
Interesting to hear. I think it was Will Fraser there. It's self-policing, you know, discipline, discipline. They're constantly talking to one another. And there you go, getting the penalty.
You bind on the shoulder, you pull him down.
This will give Saracens a bit of field position. They've really been absorbing all the pressure, as you say, Ali, in this opening 29 minutes or so. Chance for them just to put this one as far into the corner as Owen Farrell can get it. And just launch that line-out drive again.
Well, that's a decent start, just about inside the 22. And just about the furthest upfield that Saracens have found themselves in a half an hour of rugby.
Open the gap.
They go to the front. Will Fraser is the man who secured it. Brown and Barrington join forces. Funapola cut down low by Tommy O'Donnell. Ashton, Farrell, Bosch. Red shirts everywhere, and it's Zebo who claims it.
Just been forced in a touch there, believe it or not, the first time, I think, in the Munster 22 for Saracens in the game. They'll just want to spend a bit of time here now, just try and build that pressure.
Big emphasis on defence this week in Limerick, Brian, and certainly on that occasion they look to have the bases covered.
Yeah, you know, I think when the kick was nudged through, it was because it didn't look as though there was anything else on, and great work from Simon Zebo covering from his blind wing.
Kelly Brown again. Fraser takes it on. Now Saracens have some momentum.
That was a nice shift drive from Saracens referee. Garcez got his arm out for the penalty, so they got a freebie here.
Long passes required. Alex Good looking to round Zebo. He's not going to escape his clutches. Ashton could do with some assistance, and the referee's going to come all the way back across the field.
Yeah, they collapsed the line-out drive. Saracens did really well to shift the focus of attack, the point of attack. Not perhaps quite as obvious when you look at it, but they moved the ball. I think it's Botha's in there. Yeah, it's Botha who's probably penalised there for just going in, falling underneath it and forcing the collapse.
He'll tell the referee that he lost his feet. Sorry, sir.
Referee will say that's the second penalty I've just given away against you, so mind yourself, son.
He's hooked it. Well, is that rustiness?
I'll tell you what, I mean, how respectful are the Munster fans when a player is lining up for a kick? Yeah, you couldn't hear a pin drop, and then clearly the opposite of that when he misses it, which is quite right too, but...
There's nowhere in World Rugby like it. There really isn't. I don't know, is it unnerving as a kicker? You know, it's like, you know, Bubba Watson trying to get the crowd to cheer on the first tee in the Ryder Cup. He didn't like that eerie silence.
Just incredible. Wonderful fans.
So Saracens, having been on the back foot for much of the first half hour, have missed their opportunity of points. Farrell spreading width on it. Bosch, who always just seems to have time on the ball, crossing the 10-metre line. Vunipola driven forwards. Farrell looking to find space for Barrington. Good tackle made by Foley. Cruz. Real disruption in there. Botha has slowed it up, at least as far as Munster are concerned. Farrell looking for Ashton, tracking on the inside. Strettle takes it on. Very quick handling here from Sarries. Vunipola. Inside Hurley. Bosch. Sniffing an opportunity, but this time no way through.
You know what, Billy Vunipola's getting through a ton of work. That's 3 times he's been involved.
Patience at the moment. Farrell clattering forwards. Brown whipping it away. Getting the inside ball. Alex Good picking a nice line. Oh, that's scrappy. Petrus du Plessis not looking after possession. They're lucky to still have the ball. Bosch. Wriggling his way forward, worming his way upfield. Barrington. Farrell. Beautiful pick-up off his toes by Alex Good, and Vunipola is there as well. Crowd would desperately, like referee Gus says, to blow his whistle for the lack of release. They will not have their way. Farrell. Barrett. Strettle. Tigerous defence from Munster, but handling.
Well, it's really putting them through the phases, weren't they? And they're putting so much pressure on that Saracens breakdown. And often we're seeing the ball just squirting out the back. But that man, Billy Vunipola, 4 or 5 carries in that multi-phase play. I have to say, though, going back to Brian's point, as we see Billy Vunipola taking up the ball again, Owen Farrell does look a little bit tentative. It's hardly surprising, because he only played a little bit of rugby, but that pass he threw that man Alex Good right off on his toes.
Do you know what, too, Lawrence? Like, ordinarily, Munster, they're probably one of the great advocates of the choke tackle. But it must have been a huge chop focus this week, and I'd say largely because of that big man Billy Vunipola. Get him down on the ground and try and pinch some ball.
Second bite at the cherry then for Farrell, and again silence descends on Thomond Park. Well, he has a big match temperament, Owen Farrell, and no such trouble second time around. Saracens level on the scoreboard, 3 points apiece.
Well, that's what you call an international fly half. You know, you miss your first one. You know, you get one on the other side of the field, wrong side for a right footer, and he's able just to calmly put that one through the post. That'll settle him down a little bit.
Quite something, isn't it? Coming in with just a handful of minutes over the course of the last couple of weeks, straight into the cauldron against one of the great European teams. Munster with this extraordinary record here in Europe at Thomond, beaten only 5 times here in 65 European matches. Omani drives it up. They want a response with half-time approaching. Back in the business areas and struggling to hold on to the ball.
Yeah, it was a great carry by Omani. And just broke the first tackle, unfortunately for Munster. As Conor Murray fed Botha around the corner, just knocked it on. Look at this, just breaks that first tackle. I think it's Will Fraser. And then he's in behind Saracens, showing a captain's lead, trying to get his team back on the scoreboard just before half-time.
There is Peter Omani, captain of the Munster side and becoming more and more significant in international terms as well, Brian.
Yeah, Pete, you can hear with the amongst the Munster squad that he's really developing into a fantastic leader, and I think you can see it in the Irish setup that he is a go-to guy for carrying and work rate and pinching ball, and he's started, you know, the last couple of games extremely well, and I think he was a big loss for Ireland during the summer, and you know, he's a pivotal performer for Munster if they're going to achieve silverware this year.
Yeah, he's unbelievable, and he's going to be there for many, many years to come. Over 20 caps already for Ireland, and big 12 months ahead for him, not just in that Munster shirt, but in that green shirt too.
Just epitomises all the intensity that Munster bring to an occasion like this, Peter Romani.
Keep rocking.
So Mo Botha is on in the second row for Saracens now. Jim Hamilton is off. So changes at lock. Just a minute and a half to go to the break.
Here we go, Mo. Crouch. Bind. Set.
Munster getting enough of a shove to convince Jerome Garces that the penalty was required.
Yeah, just a little bit of timing went awry there, didn't they, from Neil de Kock as putting the ball in between him and George at hooker. Just got their timing wrong, just got the opportunity for Munster just to get the little nudge on, and once it ended up on their side of the scrum, it just collapsed here on the Barrington's loose head side and gives Munster opportunity of points just before half-time. Just didn't quite strike the ball, did he?
Big puff of the cheeks from Jamie George. And in the meantime, another shot at goal for Ian Keatley from around about, what, 36, 37 metres out. Wide again.
That's a bad miss from Keatley on the half.
Not the way Anthony Foley and the rest of the Munster supporters would have liked to finish the opening 40 minutes. Keatley with 1 from 3 off the tee. Farrell with 1 from his 2. Points at a premium. Very, very tight. Lot of aerial ball. But we are set up for what hopefully will be a fascinating second 40. Martin Bayfield, where are you?
I'm with Neil de Kock. Neil, incredibly close. The scoreboard says that, but in the last 5 minutes, you can see Saracens just upping the tempo a little bit. Was that a deliberate ploy? Was a message put out to do that?
I think for us, it's about not getting bored. It's about doing the simple things well. And I think they had a lot of territory in that first half. They put us under a lot of pressure, 30, 40 metres from our line. Give us a little option with a greasy ball, but to put it up and then try and get them down there. And as soon as we've got a bit of field position, then it's an opportunity to play. And I think it's important that we don't get bored, we keep doing that, and hopefully the opportunities will come now in the second half.
It seems as though both sides at various times are getting frustrated with the way the game is panning out. Are you feeling that?
Well, no, not really. I mean, listen, everybody wants to play, you know, an expensive game and a beautiful game, and you know, it's an arm wrestle out there. So, like I said, it's all about being patient. I think the team is going to be most patient today, with the best discipline is going to come out a winner today.
Great stuff, evenly balanced. What up?
Munster are about to take to the hallowed turn once again for this second half. So back to the comedy box. Ali, all yours.
The atmosphere remains fabulous. It's been a match that's been lacking in sparkle at it, but it remains very much in the balance. And we know this place does lend itself to late drama. Who's going to grab it by the scruff of the neck? It is ripe, isn't it, for somebody to step up and change the course of the match. And I guess the longer the match continues with scores level, Saracens start to believe that maybe it's their night because the pressure will be firm on the home side.
Yeah, I mean, once you've got to start taking a few risks, 40 minutes isn't the time to start doing that. You know, both sides to be reasonably happy with the way that the first 40 minutes has panned out, even though neither of them have the advantage on scoreboard. We do feel that the game will come alive in this second half.
He said, hopefully. Billy Vanapola from deep within 22. That's more like it, a barnstorming run to start the second spell of 40 minutes from number 8. And Neil de Kock sends it heading in another direction. and almost halfway.
Yeah, I mean, that's nothing that we don't see from Saracens week in, week out. You know, we know how pragmatic they play the game. One big carry from number 8, who's been the pick of their forwards, certainly in the first half, and then a big boot from De Kock.
So Jim Hatton's been patched up. He's back on the field. Botha has disappeared, and here comes CJ Stander, and he runs into Billy Pollard. Not an awful lot of change there. Stander really was fabulous opener against the Sharks. Juggled by Casey. Keatley, line quite deep, driven on Stander again. He got through so much work, so many different holes. Low trajectory on the grubber from Keatley. Good has been solid at the back. And it's another very good clearance from very close to the 2-metre line. Let's check in on the touchline with Martin Bale. Martin.
Yeah, talking to Alex Johnson at half-time, he said the reason why they've replaced Richard Barrington with Rhys Gill is they feel they're just starting to get the push on the Munster pack, and Rhys Gill has got a slightly quicker hit, so he can get underneath the front row of Munster and put pressure on them. They also feel that pressure is starting to tell in the line, but it's the scrum that they really want to attack. Henry Rhys Gill coming on for Richard Barrington.
Interesting. We've got the ball from the line out. Barrett is manoeuvring Bosch into position. This is good. Thread through. Conway is there. Con Murray, who's got the angle, of course. Good sets off. On a mazy run, looking to go on the outside, and the tackle is made. Bosch on a high to nothing, really, with tacklers all around him. It's Peter Botha who brings him down. Petra du Plessis. Farrell, very deep for the high ball, which is aimed for Strettle. It's been passed upon.
Munster playing 3 in the backfield here, so they're not really having any pass options. That's why he's having to go to the air, you know, on his own foot. It's not ideal, but needs must.
There's a lot of kicking in the midfield between 2 10-metre lines in the opening half. Farrell spreads a bit of width on it. Bosch trying to carve in field. Felix just brings him down. Barrett. No way through. Good first receiver. Looking to find the gain line himself. He's quite a slippery character. Short pop pass to Koch. That worked nicely for Hamilton. Farrell.
From De Kock on the floor there. Yeah. Didn't expect that pass at all, was it, from Jim Hamilton, but just improvised.
Came from a sitting position, didn't it?
Good work from the scrum half there.
Well, it's a nudge from Farrell, that's for sure.
It just finds himself back on his feet. Nothing wrong with that. Pass went backwards. Yeah.
Just a quick glance at the referee as if saying, that was okay, wasn't it, Ref? It was all right.
Is that the rule?
Massive amount of experience. That scrum off for Saracens with Neil De Kock in his 9th season with the club. Turns 36 next month. Like he might have just taken a bang in the rib cage or something. Probably not the first of the night either.
No, not been much room there, certainly in the field area. To see it's good there, managing to dance way around the gap and get in behind, but certainly not space at all.
So another example, Brian, of Paul Connell not being captain.
Listen, you can't it's to keep leadership down, you know, and when that guy speaks to people, listen.
Oh, why wouldn't you? 9-4 Ireland caps, 3 World Cups, 2 Heineken Cups, 3 Lions scores. A little bit of information tucked away in that nut of his.
Seeing both line-outs reasonably reliable.
Nice kicking game. Very high quality tonight. Even Apollo is lurking. Alex Good trying to inject a bit of pace. Ashton is tracking, as Ashton always seems to do. Lovely break from Ashton. Crossfield he goes. It's too quick for Strettle, but the first line break of the night.
Well, fantastic bit of play firstly by Billy Vunipola. Just gets a little bit of time, puts it into Good, who's looked tidy, and the support line that Mum was talking about earlier on, the work rate from Chris Ashton. Fortunately, on this greasy surface, look at this, just that support line, he's tracking, and it's good.
Probably run 5, 6 of them, and you know the only one that he's gotten. Look at it, line break, and very unlucky.
CA Stander carries it up for Munster.
Okay.
He feeds Keeley and sailing away. But early indications in this second half, Lawrence. Saracens will up the tempo, play a bit more.
Yeah, they would do, and it was a great option from Chris Ashton. Unfortunately, just because of the rain early on, the ball just slid along the ground a little bit too far. His wing on the other side, that's Strettle.
On comes Rick Wigglesworth. Another man very, very disappointed to miss out on England's selection.
The good news is, Ali, we've had our first line break of the game, I think. We've had a couple of line breaks in the second half, so statement of intent, able to pick up speed. Good, really impressive a few moments ago, and look at this, puts in the kick, just a little bit too much weight on. You have to say that Strettle would have got him, possibly set in for the try. Good work from Saracens.
Claimed by Hamilton. Barrett drives forwards. Nicely set for Vunipola. Farrell. Strettle. Look for work. Vunipola again in the thick of things. Duplessis lending his weight in the nick of time because Stander was hovering in menacing fashion. Having shown a little bit of willingness for some width, now they're keeping it tight and using the vision. Ashton off his left foot and clattered in the tackle. Good at pace. Fraser, the link man, tackled well by Smith. Wigglesworth, Duplessis. Red wall at the moment. Farrell. Barrett. A nudge through from Ashton. Conor Murray hasn't taken it cleanly. Danger for Munster. They've done just enough to get back.
Ashton looks like a guy that got sick of being cut in the first half and said, listen, I'm going to get my hands on the ball. First receiver, a couple nudge throughs, and he's had some brilliant touches the first 5 minutes of this half.
Yeah, really up the work, haven't they? He's said getting his hands on the ball a lot more. The rain stopped coming down now, and there's definitely a clear intention. They work that play really nicely. Owen Farrell just delays it a little bit, waits for 2 runners to get out in front of him, and then just puts that ball in behind the back. Ashton just puts the kick in behind. A little bit of pressure building for Saracens.
If he had one side bigger feet, maybe he'd have got a touch on that ball. They've got to put into the scrum here. Saracens, they look ripped up if Jim Hamilton's anything to go by.
They do revved up, and that in the pitch of Vunipola. Really, really impressed with his work rate. We know he's carrying it, but he's not just been carrying tonight. He's been up in the line, make tackles. He's been getting his head over the breakdown. Very, very impressed with the overall work rate for the first 47 minutes.
He's like he's got lovely skill set too, Lo. You know, carrying the whole time, weighing his options and sometimes throwing the pass. And for that action break there a few minutes ago, feeding it into Wood, realising he was the option. I think it's a lovely dynamic he's brought to his game.
Yeah, it's certainly important as a ball carrier. You're only seen as the battering run, which clearly got that in his locker. I'm sure now, I'd certainly be in this the back of the scrum and looking for a nice carry from Vunipola. They can get a decent hit and engage. Can't put the ball in that scrum. Wriggles holding the ball in the air.
So this is an ideal situation for Mark McCall's men. You can see Ashton down at the bottom of your screen lurking out wide. Strettle holding the left-hand touchline still at the short side. So let's see if Alex Saracens is right. Have they got the better of this Munster in the set piece now?
Just want them and just love and number 8 just be calling for a little right hand shoulder that they can get it. Which looks like Munster have got themselves up on this side, so it's a good run from Munster.
Stolen by Tommy O'Donnell to roars and crowd. What a moment to be pinching position like that.
Well, so a lack of concentration, not only from the scrum, then doubling up your errors. Trying to get your hands in the scrum, taking it all out. Look, really good from that Munster scrum. Putting that answer to Mark McCall's question. Haven't quite got the upper hand just yet.
Yeah, work in progress, certainly. And some quick thinking by Tommy O'Donnell has added them some breathing space. Keatley drives them back down inside the Saracens half. Isn't allowed to drop. O'Mahony isn't allowed to leap in the first place. It's been forwards by Saracens. Still with the advantage, the home team. Oh, it's a nasty one for Keatley. And he did extremely well. Stretless time. Zibo. He doesn't like too much kicking, he likes to run. Spring-heeled Simon Zibo. Keatley again, under pressure from Freyler. Alex, good position. And Keatley worked hard to get back where he needs to be yet again. And enough is enough by the look of things. Woolsworth sensing an opportunity. He's the one who spots it into life against Clermont, remember, with the wide pass, the tap and the try to Strettle in the corner. Carried up now by Rhys Gill. Barrett. Good. And cutting back in field and over the game line yet again. Duplessis. Props in tandem. Oh, I'm not sure the referee will like the look at that from Rhys Gill.
There's nothing intentional in that at all, you know. The player was reaching over, trying to lift the ball out, tried to pick up, and because of his own body position.
He's tough, man. So he's alright.
Let's see what... Yeah, it's a job that Eric goes now, who's our man of truck receiver.
I think it's not going to look good. He tips him over. Certainly the intent wasn't to do that.
Hey. No, I was just asking.
Yeah, but just check it here. That comes in. He's on his back already. He's on his head. So lifted his legs in the air.
Should we ask a man who knows about these things?
Oh, that's not look great replay, does it?
It's going to be a penalty, that's for sure. I don't think there's the intention.
That's going to be yellow. Yeah. At very least.
The legs of horizontal. That's what the referee or the team is looking for.
Yeah, it will be.
Garces isn't afraid of making the decision.
He's saying yellow.
Yellow it is.
Yellow will be for Rhys Gill. Saracens lose a prop. Down to 14 men for 10 minutes. And Rhys Gill drops away. It was Jerome Garces who made that very significant decision to red card Jared Payne in the quarterfinals against Ulster, and Saracens last season.
I think in skills defence, and you know, it is a yellow card decision. I'm not sure he realised his a Saracens teammate had the same player already up in the air. Yeah, it's George who's underneath him.
He's probably fortunate to see a stander lands down on another player rather than lands down on the ground. I think that's probably the difference between the colours of the cards.
Everybody knows now, you lift those legs, you're in trouble.
Yeah, but it's so dangerous.
So Munster trying to make the most of this an advantage. Midway between the tater and the 22, inside Saracens territory, stand, grabbing, stealing an extra couple of metres. Penalty Munster.
Yeah, Sugar says there's form, no hands. You know, perhaps wasn't necessarily talking to the Saracens player under the ball there. You just kind of got to get a feel for it. Cruz there over the ball, he's on his feet, he's not in, but he's not hearing the referee saying ruck's formed.
Saris have to survive the onslaught now. You could be sure in that last huddle, be it Peter O'Mahony, be it Paul O'Connell, he said, right, this is where you ramp up a few notches.
There's a pensive Andy Foley, famous man of Munster, of course, record try scorer in Europe, more than 200 appearances for the province. A respectful silence, followed by a metre roar. 3 valuable points from the Booby and Keatley. And there will be more to come, presumably, as Saracens struggle with their 14 to contain Munster, who will crank it up gear by gear.
They will crank it, but you know, as Brian said, Saracens will be patient now. They've got to use their experience, their game management. You know, it's 6-3, the game is very much within them here. Just got spend a little bit of time. You're down a man in the Munster half, as they've been doing before that. Just have the patience until get that man back in.
See Stander, well tackled by Ashton, who's up very, very quick. Murray from 22. Another excellent touch. Kicking from the base tonight has been of the highest quality.
Well, I think certainly Murray's kicking. I think all the halves has been a feature of the game, isn't it? You know, no mess around in that after kick-off.
Duncan Taylor preparing to come on.
Surprisingly, Surrey's not in an absolute rush to have this line out taken.
Kelly Brown leaps highest. Wigsworth to Barrett. Bosch on the charge. Injection of pace from Harold. That looked forward. It was forward.
Just getting temperature just rising a little bit now.
Well, the temperature is rising. The noise levels are rising. Saracens right up against it. Munster last beaten here at pool stage way back in 2007. That's what Believe in a Bowler and his mates are up to.
Yeah, we talked about him before the game. He's been a real rock for them again. Look at that, beaten 3 defenders, 29 metres made. Now, ordinarily those figures wouldn't necessarily stand, but in the context of this game, there's not been a lot of running around. It gives you an idea of the work rate he's got through time.
Use your mind, please.
So Bosch's Duncan Taylor is on the Scotland International. Not sure what quality are they? So many different options.
They're certainly not losing anything in size. He's the big unit that Duncan Taylor.
Yeah, big boy and extremely fit as well.
A shame for that forward pass, because it's the first bit of really quick ball we've seen in the game.
Keatley. Come away. Oh, found a hole. Farrell makes between their teeth. Keatley, Jones after it, Zebo after it, and Good's watching that very carefully.
And then he read the kick in behind. Great break from Conway, found the space. First time they've really got him behind Sarri's defence. Keep the ball alive. And then they go again with Mahoney, and then look at that kick in behind.
He didn't want to run out, did he?
No.
He would have adjusted it up the last second, either make it take it out or have his wing running right onto it.
Just see O'Connell gesticulating with his arms, getting the crowd on board, putting a pressure on the referee.
Well, they're waiting for Billy Vunipola, who's having a little bit of treatment. If there was a man you wanted to add to your offensive line, it probably would be him. Excellent take from Cruz.
Really good take up pressure from Cruz, yet both the Munster men up in the air against him. Somehow Saracens managed to get the ball back.
Woodsworth clears it away, not a huge amount of distance, but there will be palpable relief nevertheless.
Only 3, it'll be a tough 3 minutes now. Just over 3 minutes left on this spin.
Do you think they're like rugby in these pubs by any chance?
Those 15 red jerseys out in the fit pitch, being reflecting on some of the supporters there in front of us.
26,000 packed in a Tymon Park. One of the great nights of European rugby. Any night in European rugby here is a special one. They are making absolutely sure their team is there behind us. The inside ball is there for Cronin. Deep inside the 22. Opportunities perhaps. Stanner. Zebo. Stanner finding an extra couple of metres as he has on tonight, relentlessly. To the right they go, and O'Mahony, who's hit hard in the tackle by Farrell. But the men in black are having to scramble here. All hands on deck as Munster puff forwards. In again, stops 3 metres short. Really power, and more power from Munster. They are perilously close. Saracens doing their level best, anything they can do. The advantage of Munster, and the try has been scored by Conway. He thinks he's got it down the corner.
I think he definitely got down, Ali, as he had his feet touch. As Bradford made the tackle, phase after phase. They were assaulting that line.
Yeah, penalty. No, try or penalty. Okay.
Any doubt defending the ball is going to give a penalty anyway for David Shaw being offside. And if there's any problems with that, is there?
It's a good effort. It's a really good effort in minimal space.
Just as the ball is grounded, arm, no, nothing wrong with that. That's a try.
His arms got stuck by his side. Just needed to lift a little.
Beautifully by his side. He's up hit one line. It's not the touch line. It's definitely the try line. It's a good finish, isn't it? Under pressure.
There are a few teams that are more adept at scoring from around about 1 or 2 feet out. Conway, of course, on the score sheet last week against Sale. Conor scored from round about there against the Sharks himself, didn't he?
J'ai une décision.
Oui, vas-y, t'as fait coup.
Clair et évident.
D'accord. Donc je reviens à pénalité.
No try?
Short.
Well, that is remarkable.
Really understand the bench. They were speaking a bit too quick. He didn't understand it either, did he? Very angry.
Munster attack on the chip. Into the corner they go.
To say, I mean, he's obviously given the no try for it being short because the feet weren't in touch, the arm wasn't in touch, the arm was on the try line. decision. They'll feel robbed by that.
State execution, I imagine.
The pressure won't relent, that's for sure. Line 5 metres out and reinforcements arriving. Kick coin onto the field in place of Cronin at Leeds Head.
Massive decision that TMO's made.
Foley is the line-up man. Munster won't be satisfied until they get this done. It's over. They have what they came for. A couple of minutes later than advertised, but Munster have the first try of the match, and it's come from the replacement prop, Dave Coyne, who has been on the field, what, 30 seconds?
Well, Brian said it was a stay of execution, and exactly what it was. Munster elected to kick for the corner again, keep the pressure on. Saracens just got touched from the whole drive. Really, really good work. Coyne gets his hands on the ball, and then once they get moving, look at the leg pump that. Munster back, no doubt about that decision.
We talk about being a 23-man game. Well, there's your impact, you know?
Time on the pitch, value for money.
Just like, but nevertheless, in the 10 minutes, Reece Gill has been in a sin bin. Munster have added a rather important 8 points.
But they say that games are won and lost on the 60-minute mark. Certainly, that's it's a huge moment in the game to score at that time.
He's got a face for it. Dave Kilcoyne. Try last week against Sale. Try this week against Saracens in the groove. Here goes Stan. And that's high from Johnston. Slipped up the tackle, but advantages Munster as a result. Chasing forward, Zebo challenging. Oh, it's a loud drop. Back they go for that previous offence.
Yeah, we talked about Saracens being patient and just, you know, Brian mentioned when Reece went to the sin bin that they just don't unravel themselves, and they've done exactly that. Not only have they conceded the try now, I mean, that's a penalty they didn't need to give away, and they're still allowing Munster straight back to their half end.
Plenty to mise on for Mark McCall and for Gustard. In the meantime, Old Warhol is marching forwards.
Hard to say you feel shocked, you know, knowing what to have expected from them, particularly with a man down. Saracens very vulnerable, and that's where Munster are the most dangerous.
Enough of a touch from Hamilton to get the ball back through Fraser. Wigglesworth. Zebo. Tries to skip through tackle of Jeb George, but Owen Farrell lends his mate hand. And Kitley wants to play for position. He's done that beautifully. Nasty one for Alex Cooper. Ian Kitley's play right out of the notebook of Ronan O'Gara.
Yeah, it was a lovely, lovely kick, Kitley, wasn't it? He just had Alex Cooper just looking at a stretch. Should have taken it. He knows he's made a mistake. His positional play is normally absolutely first class. He's passed it himself. Just making sure he doesn't get the ball straight back to Munster there.
Was he thinking of the mark before he actually caught the ball? Quite possibly.
Well, it just feels like this is when Munster will begin to ratchet things up, and both will come on for Saracens, but spoke about it relentlessly in the week, being able to handle this kind of atmosphere, this kind of noise, this kind of partisan crowd. They had to cope with it at the start, Saracens. They've really got to use it somehow here, and the only way to do that is with a score. But they are on the back foot. Still they come. Kilcoyne again. Murray puts it up for O'Money. goes out. Keatley leads it to the forwards. They're hungry for work. They're hungry for the try line.
That was a good dive.
O'Connell, just a couple of metres short. Murray, so many options available to them, and they're queuing for it. Onwards they go, bounding away the line. McDonald over the ball.
Just trying to take in that Saracens defence.
Murray. Sense of inevitability here. They've got to run it wide. There is room. Keatley fancies the goal a little earlier than last week, but they need points. Any kind of points would have done, and Keatley's delivered for them.
Yeah, just really simple, very, very effective cup rugby. It's exactly what you expect from them. And when Munster get down into the opposition 22, you're never expecting an interest back play, particularly when the numbers up. You know they're going to hammer away, and in that instant, Keatley decide to knock over 3 now. They have an 11-point lead.
It's looking like a really tough ask from here for Saracens. 15 minutes still to play, remember. Disappointed in the Premiership final against Northampton in the 100th minute last season. Disappointed and well beaten by Toulon in the Heineken final.
Well, the context of the match, 14 points to 3, 15 minutes ago. That's a big lead. This crowd behind them now. They want to drive this one all the way home. It's going to ask the questions of Saracens. They've got it within them. We've seen them come from behind in many games. They'll certainly be looking for more points in this match. They want to leave with absolutely nothing.
Surely one of the toughest jobs in European rugby. Come time and park and win. We're seeing that again here tonight. Almost regardless of their domestic form. They were beaten the opening weekend by Edinburgh here at Munster. Beaten by the Ospreys as well here in the Pro 12. Murray, not happy at their challenge. Saracens are playing a dangerous game, letting all these balls drop. Keatley, really wrestling this environment seemingly now, the Munster number 10.
All the 50-50 seem to be going Munster's way. All the breaking ball, they seem to be a little hungrier for it.
There's no that confidence, isn't it, as you're back into now.
Kelly's got the modest touch.
Sweet hit.
It's cheeky banana kick as well. You practice them all week thinking you're never going to have a goal one of these. And look at that, that is absolutely delicious.
Well, if ever there's a time to try a thing like that, it's where everything is brewing for you. When you're in the purple patch, off goes Peter Marnie. What a shift he's put in this evening. Robin Coleman comes on in the place. Presumably we do see O'Connell as captain. Sappy possession. Munster apparent stop yet again. They're playing with real intensity and fire now. They have the advantage. And they're working it through the phases. Tommy O'Donnell knocks it on in contact.
Under pressure, you lose the ball.
Classic Friday night rugby. There are all the questions. They've got the lead on the score, putting it in behind, testing that Saracens set play, really getting up here, spoiling it as much as possible as we see the substitutions that Munster have brought on the field.
Certainly don't lose anything from ball carrying perspective in Robin Copeland. It was fantastic for Cardiff, great acquisition for Munster this year. It was great for Cardiff last year. He finds himself important not to be a starter.
A lot more more change for that Saracens team as they're looking to try and get a from this game. They need a bit of inspiration off their bench. We know they've got the fire to score from anywhere, so I wouldn't run them off at this stage. Look very short at half-back Munster tonight, I think. Conor Murray played exceptionally well. As Keatley.
There's the man, Robin Cope, joined this summer from Cardiff Blues. Had a really good game at the Aviva Stadium as well, in the win over Leinster. A little bit more than 10 minutes to play. Saracens have to come up with something now. They're being asked some very serious questions. Everything's going against them at the moment. With an impact, Dave Coyne has had the short time he's been on the pitch. Looks like he's been there for weeks.
Well, he scored 8 points for his team already, so he's come on. He scored a try, of course. He's just earned that penalty as well. Referee can't get that ball put in. Saracens pulling it down. Another 3 points, likely 3 points from the boot of Keatley.
Good look.
Whenever you scored a try and you put in a good shift last week and found yourself sitting on the bench, I thought, I'm going to come on and make an impact, and boy, is he not.
Well, it hasn't gone his way off the tee tonight, Ian Keatley. 2 from 6, not a good return. No matter the excellence of play around the pitch.
No, it's, you know, if it was one fault in his game, maybe a little bit of inconsistency off the tee over the past couple of years. So, sure, you know, he's kicking himself for that. And he'll be thinking it next week already.
No inconsistency, man, is there? Paul O'Connell.
Let's take absolute quality. More rain being driven in now. It's all Munster. Keatley to Felix Jones. He's wrapped up in the tackle by Duncan Taylor. They're enjoying the lion's share of possession, and they're camped inside Sarri's half. Keatley over the top to Zibo. He's got some pace. He's got one way outside him. In field he goes. I see the wingers combining in that 5-metre chant. Press again, the inside ball, Zibo sniff it. Saracens just doing anything they can to slow things up here, but Copeland carries it forwards. O'Connell drives them on. Here they come again through Kilcoyne, who's... Well, there must be 3 of them out there.
Oh, Keatley was dropping back in pocket for the drop goal.
Relief for Saracens this time.
First man number 8.
He's definitely dropping back.
First man number 8.
Keatley for the drop goal, but Saracens have managed to force the turnover. You see the ball over the top. Ashton just gets a hand on it, pushes it back. Conway's there to come in field. Yeah, Conor Murray, lovely inside pass to Evo. It's an outstanding player, Conor Murray, that he is tonight. Really organising that Munster pack very, very well.
Just checking on Zibo as well. You know, I'm sure Joe is probably sitting here somewhere in the stand and pretty happy with the work rate of that guy. I know it was an aspect of his game that he said he needed to improve on. Just looking at his backfield play of his working the pendulum with his 15 and his other winger, kicking off the scrum half. I think he's had a really good game today as well. Albeit it hasn't been natural out-and-out where his game, he's got himself heavily involved.
He's one of those players with something a little bit different, isn't he? He's got remarkable talent,
Do you know what? He rubs some people up the wrong way, but I dare you not to like him.
There's individuality, which is what we're doing, haven't they? Yeah.
Ginyazu on for Munster, so too Steve Archer, so a new front row for the home side. Less than 7 minutes. Scott Spurn on at hooker as well for Saracens. Off goes Jimmy George. Still a game being played in the Saracens half. Jackson Ray's turn, not this one on. Here's the advantage, and here's Tommy O'Donnell storming forward. O'Connell. Ooh, hit hard, a skin tackle on O'Connell. That one from Farrell.
That's great work at the break down there. Forcing the turnover, just a little bit isolated, didn't they? Donald, I think.
No support.
No support. There we go.
No.
6 minutes left. Saracens will keep trying. They keep looking for that bonus point. This prove absolutely crucial in the outcome of the game.
That's the big thing. They're not winning the game now, but if they can get a losing bonus. And you're not going to win if you're going to win your games, you've got to pick something up from every single match.
And the other side of it is Munster stopping them getting anything from this game, because that could be key as well.
So much to play for. Farrell feeds it on to Barrett. Farrell on the loop. That looked nicely here. Goes Ashton. Oh, tackled himself. Beat on the surface. Cruz throws it into the heart of those red shirts, and Stephen Usher is there. Farrell again. Billy Vanola. Good little show of the ball on the outside. Better from Saracens. Wigglesworth to Johnston. One of those big bunks of meat that they went shopping for these kind of occasions. Jackson Ray in some space, can't get the ball away. Kelly Brown is nearby.
Well, let me tell you, it's the first time Saracens have been in this half since that sin bin. Since Reskill ended up in sin bin. First time they've been up in the Munster 22, and look at that on the scoreboard, 14 points to 3. Lovely little bit looping round.
He dived a bit early, didn't he?
Unfortunately. I don't know, infuriate me. Wingers used to always to ask them to look at their studs, just get that they were long enough.
You're right, it was a lovely little play. I think by the Brumbies back in the mid to late 90s, and I think every team World Rugby these days calls that Brumbies play. But beautifully executed from Brad Barrett, and unfortunately the sniper took Chris Ashton out.
Less than 5 minutes for Saracens to try to steal something from this. They of course have Sale away, and then back at Allianz Park in the next round of matches in December. For Munster, it's a double header against Hamilton. Good to see George Roux rounding things up, taking on more a leadership role. Graham Roundtree talking in the way about his position in the New England stuff. He wants him to go in there and stir things. Very settled partnership with Laws and Launch, but Cruz do some damage potentially. Looks like the huge majority of this 26,000 crowd will go home happy yet again. Billy Vanola is come off, and Will Fraser return.
Very good game, Billy Vanola. Be disappointed to be in the lose side, which looks like the outcome now. Put a real shift in.
In these situations is where Simon Zebo comes into his own, giving that foot option for an exit play. Right foot on the right side, Simon Zebo's left foot on the left side. He's such a naturally gifted footballer. We could be his target up here.
The binding was perfect. Keep working. Okay? Keep working. Here.
Billy Vanola, by the way, has gone off for an injury assessment. packing down 8. Big shove from the Saracens pack, but CJ Dander has Farrell in his sights. And Tariq, the South African, made some final meters this evening. Conor Murray again with the exit play. Stratton unable to force himself on the game tonight. Alex Good. Oh, big hit coming in, Dennis Hurley. Farrell. Taylor spotted some room, carves in field, did well. Then loses the ball.
Just knocks it on. Good tackle from Taylor there. Saracens threatening away. Munster has to be able to wind clock down with this run. You can see the tackle here. Well, that's good. That's a good hit, isn't it? Nothing wrong with that. Nice and legal.
No.
Hurley's put the tackle in there.
Guy that missed the tackles last week and said, who's questioning my defensive abilities from centre? What a collision.
Keep walking, okay?
A lot of talk about that this week in these parts. Well, against the wall. They've answered a lot of questions.
You just see one coming as well. Last scrum, Munster under real pressure this time round. Just scrum rotates around and they just got a slight nudge and referee Garces gives them the penalty and it'll be that.
So Keatley to put this back inside the Saracens' half for the last 90 seconds or so. Brian, your man of the match.
Listen, it would be hard to pick one of that performance from the Munster back. Been a real battle of the back row, and as Lawrence, he's been opposed very well for Saracens, but I think he's been completely outshone by the pro Peter Manny, Tommy O'Donnell, and CJ Sander. But for me, a real stand-up player has been the guy that's marshalled him around the pitch, and that's Conor Murray. I think he's been standing, he's well, passed well, just marshalled extremely well. And he is my Heineken man of the match.
I should imagine him, a couple of the players, and the stadium here will be doing a few Heinekens later on.
They've earned it tonight. New man scrum halves, Duncan Williams. Archer back at tackle. Williams brushed away, and we have a man down. Will Fraser has a nasty bang on the head.
Right, it's blow the ring. Right,
Head,
not fine. No.
Oh, yes, just head. Will Fraser head there. He's not very nice. He doesn't know where he is at the moment. Very brave, both of them.
Didn't look terribly stable when he got up, did he?
No.
And that's what referees are looking for these days, any sort of wobble on the feet and immediately to the concussion.
Yeah, it's a blood. Yeah. It's better. Yeah, no. It's better to. Yeah, no, it's better to leave. I prefer you leave. Okay.
He's going to have to be dragged off, kicking and screaming. I remember a Saracens centre used to be a little bit like that.
Put himself in these tackles like that. Yeah.
I don't know that with 11 points of a deficit. Yeah. Okay, I'll sit this out. Thank you, ref.
Exactly.
So one bloody man leaves stage and another re-enters.
With a salute on his back.
Some stitches for Hamilton. And it looks as if Fraser might need a little bit of needlework himself.
Well, I think when Saracens get back into the dressing room. They'll have a long hard think about how this one got away. But clearly, the turning point, Simbin into his skill, the way Munster were able to turn the screw and make it count on the scoreboard. And all of a sudden, they look up, the game's gone from. Wasn't really a huge amount to choose between the two sides at that point, and you've got to give credit to that man there. Coaching staff and his players for the way that reacted to that Simbin and really turned it to their advantage.
Nice for him to know, irrespective of the results weekend, that they're sitting on top of the pool, you know, with 8 points, and back-to-back games against Clermont in December will be huge for them.
Stand up, feed Williams, one last crack at it. Dennis Hurley. Williams. Billy Holland driving it forward. And that's enough. Sir Andrew Conway. Munster have come up once again in Europe. Send the Saracens home with a bloody nose like so many here for the years. Yet again, Thomond Park is a happy place. A vital win. 2-2 now for Munster. And Saracens, without the losing bonus point, they've been denied it. How critical might that be in this, one of the most ferocious pools, Pool 1?
Yeah, I think, you know, on the 6-minute mark, Saracens down to 14 men, really turned the screw, got themselves deep into that 22. Unlucky to have the first try disallowed in touch or short of the line, but got themselves over for the line out, and they never looked back after that. Thoroughly deserved their victory and denied Saracens that crucial bonus point too.
A lot of criticism brought in the week of the way Munster had played against Sale. Despite getting the win, we're told they were hurting, and they produced something. Well, they produced everything they needed to produce.
Exactly, it's typical Munster. Any time question is asked of them, they nearly always deliver. And you know, who would bet against them? You know, be able to go over the cauldron that is Clermont and pick up something over there. So lots of rugby left to be played in this pool. Definitely, they're in pole position.
The full 4 points for Munster at Thomond Park.